Hi guys, Sandra here of the blog with senseofamom.com. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be sharing the things that kept me obese for over 20 years. So if that sounds interesting to you, then keep watching. So first off, I want to say that, again, I am Sandra and I'm currently on a weight loss journey, on a 1,000 calorie feel full lifestyle weight loss journey. And I'd love for you to stick around and join me as I share pretty much every week a little bit about that journey, and then just some weight loss tips and ideas and meals and things like that that I have learned along the way. And be sure to stick around until the end of the video, because I am going to be sharing my current weight as well as my current size or sizes and my weight loss goals. So if you like that type of content and you're enjoying what you hear today, be sure to hit the like video and give this video a thumbs up. So now let's go ahead and get started with the two things. There's not a lot of things. There's two main things that I can see in my life that kept me obese for over 20 years. My highest weight was 252 pounds, and that was while pregnant. And my highest weight not pregnant was 245 pounds. Okay. So number one was that I thought that I could eat the standard American diet and either lose weight or not gain weight. And I did that from the time that I got pregnant with my son around 1999, and I had him in the year 2000 until about 2012. So yeah, I thought I could just eat like how we eat here in the United States and not get pregnant. I stopped watching what I ate. I just let myself kind of eat whatever, especially as a new wife and mom. I did go crazy during my pregnancy, and I just really went crazy and just let myself eat whatever I wanted to eat. And I gained a lot of weight. And so if you want to know more about that, be sure to check out my video on how I gained 100 pounds in 9 months. And I'm sharing more of my story there. But then after I had my son, as a new wife and mom, I thought I could just make meals for my family, and I could eat those meals: hamburgers, pork chops, beef, dairy, fries, pizzas, whatever, whatever the standard meals that we eat as Americans, and not gain weight. And that just wasn't the case. As long as I ate them in moderation, or even when I cut my calories, and it was just an uphill battle. It was a losing battle, and I could not lose weight. And I would just gain weight when I tried to do that. And I had my ups and downs here and there, but for the most part, it was just a losing battle. And I do want to say that it's not just me. I know that this is the case for a lot of people. If you eat the standard American diet, I do want to say that if you eat the standard American diet, a lot of people have the misconception that people are overweight because they just don't move enough, and they're just really lazy, and they're just eating too much. They're just sitting at home, sitting on the couch all day, gorging themselves. And now, while that may be true for some people, I think that the majority of people, that is not the case for. Okay, and I can speak for myself there, is that I very much spent a lot of time on my feet and tried to take walks with my son and be active and be careful about my meal sizes and my portions and things like that. But it didn't matter. None of that mattered because of what I was eating, because of all of the meat and the dairy and the processed foods and the sugar and the oil and the salt and all those things. I was fighting a losing battle, and I was definitely losing the war. So yeah, I think that's true for a lot of people. A lot of people think that people are overweight and obese these days in our country because they're just sitting around all day and they are just gorging themselves. And I can say that that's not true. They're having normal sized portions. Maybe they're even eating less than other people, and they are exercising, and then the weight just doesn't come off. In fact, sometimes they actually gain weight. And so it's not you, okay? It's not you for the most part, okay? This is for most people, I believe. It's the food. It's the food. It's what you're putting into your body that is making weight loss so difficult and actually making you gain weight. I can speak for myself when I say that my body is definitely a fat storing machine, just the way that my body is and my body type is. And so when I put fat into my body likes to store it, right? So from the lips to the hips, right? And that's exactly what happened for me. So that is the reason, number one, why I stayed obese until 2012. And then in 2012, this is the second reason, we started to look into nutrition and find out about different things that we should be doing, finding out about different foods, what is healthy. And I think that we found out a lot of good information in 2012. We watched Forks Over Knives. We watched other documentaries. We just looked on the internet and got more information and just more educated about food in general. We learned about juicing. We watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. We bought a juicer. We learned about dehydrating. We learned about eating raw. We tried that for a little bit. We learned about eating a whole food plant-based diet. We learned about eating organic and grass-fed beef and just eating organic in general, and we did that. And we just learned a lot, but it was kind of confusing, and everything was just like, there's just so many different voices and so much information, and some of the information was contradicting other information. And so we definitely made progress. Okay, we were juicing a lot in 2012, and we definitely made progress when it came to our health and everything. However, just all that confusion and everything just didn't help me to lose weight for the long term, and I still struggled, and I still stayed I was able to get like down in the 190s, and I kind of just stayed in that area for a long time. If you guys, again, watch my other video, you know that eventually I made it into the 180s, but that was about it. And then I went back up to the 190s, and then we ended up going literally back to the standard American diet in 2017, about the end of 2016, 2017, we kind of just flipped everything on its head again, stopped buying the healthier foods that we had been buying because we went on an RV adventure and we had a very small refrigerator and just did things that were very convenient and just ate very conveniently, I will say. We had, chicken nuggets and rice-a-roni and just things that were quick and easy to make, macaroni and cheese, and just stuff like that. Just went back to the standard American diet, having sweets and treats and a junky creamer in my coffee and stuff like that. And I ended up over 200 pounds again. And so then I ended up back on the standard American diet, and that wasn't good. So I pretty much stayed there. And then we tried to make better choices after our RV adventure was over, and then we moved into our new home. I started making better choices and everything. However, it was still really hard to really know what to do and to really lose weight in a way that was really meaningful for me anyway. I was just stuck. I just felt stuck all the time. I just felt stuck. And so then we kind of stayed doing those things. So it's just like confusion and like not sure, and then going back to the standard American diet and all that until 2021. Then in 2021, my husband, he wasn't feeling well. So I went to go see the doctor, who encouraged him to keep a food journal and to start eating less meat and dairy. And so that started us on a journey to looking back into nutrition and specifically, we ended up looking back into the plant-based world and what we really needed to be eating and all that. And so we started transitioning our family to eating more plants. And so we were eating a more plant-based diet. It was a slow transition. There are 7 of us, and we were used to not eating that way. So we started that transition, and then it was accelerated when we watched a documentary called What the Health. If you haven't seen that documentary, I definitely recommend it. And so that kind of accelerated things for us, and we were able to make the switch over to eating mostly plant-based. And then this year in 2022, things have kind of accelerated even more for me, because I ended up learning more about how to eat, like how to eat plant-based, and then also how to eat plant-based in a way where I can actually feel full and lose weight at the same time, and lose weight in at a normal pace, okay, at a normal pace, not at a snail's pace, which is kind of how my body has done things for years. So that has led me to discover the 1,000 calorie feel full lifestyle that I am on right now. If you want to find out more about that, be sure to check out this video, which is also linked down in the description box below. But yeah, so now I'm able to eat freely and eat till I am full, eat till satiety, and eat a lot of healthy and nutritious foods. So those are kind of the things that I wanted to share today really quickly. I'm trying to make these lives just a little bit shorter, or a lot shorter. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat box below. I just want to make sure that I didn't leave anything out. I do want to explain actually really quick. So what is the way that I'm eating now, the way that my family eats now, about 90 to 95% of the time, we're eating from 4 main food groups: fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes. That's your beans, peas, lentils. So that's mainly what we're eating. And then for myself, I'm eating a large portion of vegetables and a large portion of starches every day, which are potatoes for the most part. So another vegetable. And that has allowed me to feel full because I'm getting so much fiber and water from those things and getting so much nutrition. That's allowed me to feel full and be able to lose weight. So let's get on to how much I weigh now. And I stepped on the scale today and I weighed 148 pounds. So you guys might remember that the last time we spoke, or I did a live, I had gained a little bit of weight, but that happens every single month at the around a certain time of the month, as my hormones fluctuate, and I always gain around 1 to 2 pounds, so it was no big deal for me. My lowest weight so far had been 148.4 pounds, and so what happens after I get over those 1 to 2 pounds that I've gained, I get back down to my lowest weight, which is exactly what happened. I got back down to 148.4 pounds, and then I go lower for the month. So typically my weight loss is around the middle to the end of the month. So today when I stepped on the scale, I was 148 pounds. So I've lost 0.4 pounds. Very excited about that, very happy about that. And in case you don't know, I am also a daily weigher. So I do weigh myself every day, and I do recommend doing that if you are on a weight loss journey, if you are able to do it, and just be happy as you weigh yourself and just still be in a happy mood, still be in a cheery mood, still be nice to your family, and all of those things. It's very helpful, I think, to know your body and know what your body's doing throughout the month if you weigh yourself each day. So that's what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. But yeah, that's what works for me. And as far as my clothing sizes, I'm still in a size 6 and in a size 8. So that's pretty much what I wear every day. And I'm in like a small or a medium as far as tops go. And then my goals you guys may know, if you guys are following along, are to get to around 120 to 125 pounds. And then I will reevaluate and see if I want to try to go for another 5 pounds and get to like 115. We will see at that point. But yeah, that is pretty much it, and pretty much everything that I wanted to share today. So I hope that this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.